Here. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Had a couple weeks off. Off next week. Well, I'll be in person next week. So let me lead with that. If you are anywhere near the corporate office next Friday, because it's a short week, Labor Day. Friday, I will be in person, 9 a.m. to 12. We'll be doing Facebook, Instagram, and really, honestly, the last few React classes have just been all kinds of stuff with digital advertising and marketing. So really fun, just kind of like a little roundtable think tank, have fun. We've been averaging about 5 to 8 people. So if you're in the area, want to stop in, go through some of the basics again. There we go, admit in. Happy to have you guys join us. But for today, we're going to be jumping into Canva. Kind of short, simple one for you, working with the templates. Keeping things simple with Canva so whether you're a power user or you're just kind of getting into it. I know we all didn't get into real estate to think that we're going to be graphic designers. But like everything you do as a real estate agent, you are the CEO, the CMO, the accountant, the chef, the valet, you name it. So you guys wear a lot of hats, and so there's some great tools for you to help you utilize and create some marketing materials for you as a real estate agent. All right, cool. So with that, like we normally do, always have some awesome vendors, sponsors who support you guys as real estate agents, as well as the brokerage. And I just so happen to have, let me move over here a little bit, slide to the left, slide to the right. Just kidding. Just have a lot of fun. One of the cool things about being in real estate and being at a brokerage is that you get to meet a lot of really cool people. And I can certainly say Bree is one of them. Bree from Cross Country Mortgage has been an awesome sponsor with us and is with us today. So as well as Christy, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
cool.
Thank you so much for having us. I am so excited about this class. Canva, I actually use Canva, but I think that you can always get some tips. It's a really good resource to be able to make any of your flyers, any social media posts, like it's so many different things. So I'm really excited. I actually have somebody else from our office jumped on too, because she was like, you guys are doing a Canva class? Like I want to see. So I'm super excited. But Christy is one of the loan officers in my office. She is fantastic. She actually partners up with some of the West USA agents. And
Nice.
So I wanted to have her jump on and just kind of introduce herself. I can speak about how amazing she is, but I wanted to just have her maybe go over a couple of things that she can offer. So Christy, I think she just stood up. I don't know if she can. It looks like maybe she's having a hard time hearing. So she does a lot of things right now. One of her focuses is working with clients who are going through divorce. There's a lot of intricacies with when you're going through a divorce, and there's so much that goes into that. So she's partnering up with the Surprise office to do a class for just going over what the ins and outs of that are. And I believe that's on September 29th. So if you're interested in that, let us know, because we can definitely get you signed up for it. My email address is right here, but let us know, because we will be over at the West USA Surprise office with Christy. So yeah, just give me a heads up if anybody's wanting to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, yes, it's an unfortunate role because you have to deal with the divorces, but it's a necessity. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like, I was just chatting with her about this the other day, that it's one of those things that it's like, it's already hard enough to go through a divorce.
Yeah.
And so her idea is just that she wants to make it as easy as she can. So to kind of take that element out, where instead of having another thing that's going to be stressful, she wants to make sure that, you know, she's coming in and helping to alleviate as much as she can. So if that's something that you're interested in learning about and what goes into that, then they'll be doing that on September 29th.
Hey, Bree, how many locations are you guys throughout Arizona?
So we have, I want to say, I'm not positive how many branches we have right now. Cross Country was one of the fastest growing countries. We were on the Forbes 500 list, I think it was this year, that we're growing so fast. I'm not positive. I don't want to say a number of how many branches we currently have, because I don't want to be wrong. No worries. But we're growing like crazy. Like right now, we actually have added 2 new loan officers just in the past 2 weeks to our branch personally. So, I mean, it's just, Amazing. So, I mean, if you are interested in meeting with one of our loan officers, let me know. If you're interested in becoming one of our loan officers, let me know.
Sure.
So
Did Chrissy, you get
Christy, are you
connected?
working?
I bet you anything. It's the microphone setting under in the mute tab. All right.
Let me have her come over to my desk. Hold on one second.
No worries. We're good. And I'll just throw a shout out real quick to Jill St. Croix over at Great American Title. Awesome resource for anybody who has any questions about title. Jill's been in the industry for a number of years, been a great friend and partner with us over here at West USA. And I know that she also has a wealth of information and ideas for you guys if you're looking for social media content around what title does. I know when I was in the home buying and selling process, even the second time around, still was miffed about what title did. And so, you know, it's great to learn about those, the process, and especially for new home buyers, we just don't know all the different layers that are involved with real estate. And so if you want to plug in some of those blank questions and answering some of those questions for your clients, let them by all means reach out to Jill, and she will help you out with educating your audience. Again, and all these vendors are going to make you guys look like rock stars because they're going to give you the information that you need in order to educate your audience. And at the end of the day, we want to, when we're choosing to work with a real estate agent, we want to make sure that we're working with someone who really knows their stuff and they're knowledgeable and they are expert in the industry. So Christy, go ahead. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Hi guys. Sorry about that technical difficulties this morning. It's
all good.
It's all good. Wacky Wednesday, I guess you call it.
Right.
Thank you guys for being a part of this today. And I just wanted to jump on here and just share that we will be, I will be doing a class here at the end of September for all of the West USA agents.
Nice.
Everyone will be invited. It's going to be at the Surprise location, that branch, and it's called The Dark Side of Divorce. It's called House Wars. And so myself and Marilyn Carlstead, she is a certified divorce realtor, and also has a strong background as a divorce mentor and divorce coach. And so we're going to kind of dive into some of the pitfalls that a lot of agents aren't aware of in divorce that they kind of really need to know up front. So I'll do a little bit of a tease that you'll see, but we did just release the flyer for you guys, and I'm starting to kind of see that some people are seeing it already, but nice. Feel free to reach out and if you have any questions in regards to the class, but it is on the 29th of September. So hopefully you guys can join us.
Well, sweet. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, if you look for information too, as you know, you can always go to westusacalendar.com. Not only this class, but all of our classes, everything that's happening here at West USA, and there's lots of stuff in there for sure. So spend some time. You can always add that to your calendar through using the app or through using the website there. But yeah, check that class out for sure. You know, it's just something that we don't ever think about because it's not too common-ish, but I'm sure there's a wealth of information there for sure. So thank you, Christy. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
All right. Okay. Rock on. All right, here we go. So I only had 2 slides for you. So we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. I am just kidding. We're going to jump into another live environment here. Let me move over to a different screen because we're going to play in Canva. And I know as you guys, you know, I'm not boring you with slides this time. I usually have a pretty solid slide deck, but in this case, I just want to get into a live environment and just talk about what and why we are using Canva. And I know at the top of this webinar, I mentioned that, yeah, we didn't get into real estate to think about or to become graphic designers. But the cool thing is that if you want something on the fly, something quick, something standardized, something templated, whether you're incorporating your colors, your fonts, you really can customize and create some amazing things when it comes to the use of Canva. Now, Canva is free to use. There are hundreds of thousands of templates that they have. They've grown exponentially over the years. And there also is a pro version, which opens up like, I think it's like 600,000 templates, something crazy. I know that the number keeps growing, but at the end of the day, it is the most cost-effective and provides the most value for even for your free users. So again, whether you're new to it or you've been using Canva for a while, as a real estate agent, you can create brochures, business cards, newsletters, social media posts, yard signs. I mean, you just name it. There's just there's so many cool things you can do with it. I created some tickets for the Polar Express for my kids a couple Christmases ago. I wanted them to have something tangible that they could pull out of the stocking. And so I just went in there and created something with the same color, theme, and fonts that you would find from their website. I made VIP passes for my kids at Disneyland. That was given to them as a Christmas present. And so beyond just real estate, there's so many really fun things you guys can do there. So as you can see here, when you log into Canva, I'm going to kind of try to keep this intermediate, but if I am moving too fast, you have any questions or comments, feel free to unmute yourself or jump into the chat box there. I've got one open. And where's it at? There's a chat box. All right, cool. Let me know what you're thinking. If you want to ask me something that has something to do completely different with templates, by all means, do so as well. This is a great learning environment for you guys. So with that, one of the first templates that I think that is underutilized, that I believe that a lot of real estate agents should be using, is your review template. A review template. I hope you guys are getting reviews, whether on Google, Google My Business, if someone goes to Google and they see that they've done a review for you, Realtor.com, Homes.com, wherever, Zillow, wherever they're putting a review for you. If they're putting a review on Facebook, again, those reviews are typically hidden. They're a little hard to find. There's no reason why you can't repurpose those reviews as a social media post. And by going on to Canva and just typing in reviews under the search bar, you can immediately find templates for reviews, whether you're you've got a small business owner, or you're doing some arts and crafts, or you're creating have a small e-commerce store, whatever the case may be. You could repurpose your reviews from Google and then create those in a social post. And I think that's a great tool for you guys there. Let me find out one real quick. One of the review templates that I like is this particular one right here. I'm going to open this one up for you. I like to keep it simple. Don't need to have 16 different fonts. You don't need to have crazy, weird stickers and elements to your design. Simple is nice. Simple catches the eye. There's a little bit of color here and it pops. But what I typically advise, or I suggest to agents, is if you see someone jump onto Google, and you guys, hopefully you have a Google My Business page for your real estate business, when you get a review, Google's going to send you an email and says, XYZ page just received a review, and hopefully it's good. And if it's a good review, copy and paste that review from Google and drop it into a stylized template here, as you see. Now, with your elements on your review, there's a number of things that you can do within the review template. You can rename it to reviews, or you can have it as a testimonial. But by simply highlighting the templated word and rewording this to a review, and then I've changed the theme of the actual post itself. Excuse me. Your element here with your stars are really easy to do. You can obviously search for up in your elements tab over here on the left-hand side. And if I just were to search for star, I can either get individual stars and create 5 stars. I would recommend, if it's anything less than 5 stars, probably not do a review. So, we're all shooting for the 5-star review. They look good. That's the highest you can get. Or if you do review stars, you should be able to find a set of 5, and you can easily click on that and drag that over and add it to your canvas. Now, for those of you who may not know, as I mentioned earlier, there is a free version and there's a pro version. If you ever see this little crown in the bottom of the element in the corner as you're creating your designs, that little crown indicates it's only available on the pro version. If you are using a free account, you can purchase that one element. I think they're usually $1 a piece. Know that once you purchase it, it lives in your archives, it lives in your design, so you can always reuse it again. If you find yourself buying more, or up to almost $10 a month as you create your templates, or as you edit your templates or add new elements, then you may want to consider going to an annual plan. I give you like a 20% discount. I think it roughly works out to a little bit over $10 a month. So again, it's minimal investment, unlocks a bunch of really cool tools for you when you are designing your templates. So with that, I've got my 5 stars here. And so obviously this is a generic template. So I want to replace this. And let's do something real simple. You know what? Let me just go ahead. I'm going to make up a review real quick here. So Keith was great to work with. Helped out with all of our real estate needs. Something just simple like that, right? You're probably going to get reviews that are long and they embellish on the experience. I don't suggest grabbing all 400 words or 300 words of a review. Maybe grab a highlighted piece, 1 or 2 lines that maybe hit with a really cool value proposition, and keep it simple. You don't have to post the entire review there. For aesthetics and for the look of the actual template, I recommend just grabbing a line or 2 and dropping it in onto the template itself. Keith was great to work with, helped out with grammatic there, all of our real estate needs. Now, in this particular case, the review, you have a couple different options when it comes to review. If you have a headshot of your agent or your client and they're comfortable, you've asked their permission, you can pop it in here and actually put a face to the person who is giving the review. And also too, I recommend maybe not using their full name, and I would just use their last initial. Just looks a little bit cleaner. It's kind of customary. And you could put, right here, something fun here, new homeowner, right? Or investor or whatever the case may be. So you can help sell. Let's put an N there, or there we go. If they're a commercial real estate investor, or they're a home investor, or they have a portfolio, whatever, however you want to title them, you can do that as well. Now, one of the other options for you guys there is if your customer is not comfortable with having their headshot in there, we'll go ahead and leave their name as the actual person who gave the review, but then why not brand this for you so that people see that, okay, we're talking about you as the agent. And in this particular case, I'm going to double click on the photo. What you see here is actually considered a frame. If you guys are familiar with over here in your design templates, you can go under elements and scroll down a little bit to frames, and you can click on see all. Now, a frame is basically, it is what it is. It's a set frame. This frame won't change, but what we'll do is we put a photo into the frame. Circles are nice, symmetrical squares. They obviously have some really cool ones here. Maybe here's a square with rounded edges. However or whatever you'd like to use. I like the simple circle, easy to do. Now, once I choose the frame, I can double click on the image and you'll see that's the full image there, and I will hit delete. In this particular case, it's going to remove the photo there, and we're going to upload and use mine because I'm, in this particular case, for training purposes, I am the agent. So I'm gonna scroll through my library here of past photos, and maybe we'll do something fun. Where is it at? There we go. I'm gonna click on my upload one time, and it will drop me over onto the canvas, and then I'm gonna grab and drag over here to, oh, the frame went away. All right, give me 1 second here. Let's go back and grab that frame. You know what? Command Z, we will remove it, undo it. Interesting. I wonder what frame they use there. Let's go here. Go to elements. I'm going to grab the circle. We're going to move it over here. I'm going to grab the corners. You guys notice that whenever you take control of an element or of an aspect of your design, the purple indicates that that's what you're in control of. And when you're using your designs or you're using Canva and you're creating your designs, remember that everything's a layer. It's like a layered cake, right? This particular element is a layer. Then behind here is a layer. Your font, your text is a layer. This background is a layer. And usually the background is the most bottom of your stack, your bottom of your layer. In this particular case, I'm going to click on the frame again. Let's go back up to my uploads. Uploads is where all of your content lives that you've uploaded either from a device. Remember, again, Canva has an app, or you can upload from a desktop. I'm going to drop on here one time, come over here, click. Now I'm a little bit small in that thing, so I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to stretch the corner so that I fill the frame. Rule of thumb is make sure you always fill the frame. Now it kind of looks funny because I do have a white background. I used a PNG, and so I'm not seeing that complete circle. So I just look like this little like half moon shaped person in the corner. So maybe I might find a photo where I have not removed the background. but I don't particularly see when it's jumping off. You know what? I know of someone in here who we can use. You gotta go back here. There it is. All right, double click. Let's remove that. Let's grab Bree. Put Bree down here in the corner and drop her in. There we go. Now we've got a nice circle because we've framed that out with one that doesn't have a background image removed. So let's pretend Bree is the agent. All right. At the end of the day, you guys, you always remember that let's brand our content. So if we want to add some text for Bree, on the left-hand side under your design tools, you'll see the T for text. I'm going to click on that one time, and you'll see that the text box opens up, and there's lots of design combinations and colors and suggestions. But in this particular case, I like to keep it simple. So at the very top, I have 3 set sizes for my text. I'm going to choose this middle one here, which is add subheader. And you'll see that drop in over here underneath Bree. So we're going to do Bree on spot. And I can choose to either have the name of the agent underneath, or maybe over here to the side, or just above. I like going underneath here at the bottom. And then let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. I'm not too worried about this line there. There we go. Put Bree's name out below. Now you don't have to load your design or your template with everything: email, phone number, web address. You got to remember, where people are consuming this content, they're already on your social media page. They already see the link. They know it's tied to your page or your closed group, or this is an email signature. So we don't need to put everything on there as if this was a direct mailer, and the only way they're going to find out more about you is if from the information that's on the template. So just a name. You could put, below there, we could go real estate professional. In this particular instance, I will use Bree's name. And then I'll add a logo. Again, remember to always add your logo to your branch location so that we help with branding. I'm gonna come back over here to my uploads, and I will go to, there's our West USA logo. Let's go to our newest one where we removed the crown, or the shield. And depending on where you're going to drop in the logo, we've got a dark one and a reversed one, which is white. So that'll complement what color the background is. In this particular case, since we have a lighter background, I'm going to go with the darker logo, drop that on, and it'll definitely pop. And I'll shrink that down, and we will grab it, and I'll put it down here in the corner. It doesn't need to be too big, but definitely legible. There we go. And what I love about Canva too, I'm sure you guys have figured out as you've used Canva, as you move your elements around, you get these style guides that show where you're at, if you're symmetrical, if you're margined to the left or you're margined to the right. It'll show you where the general box is inside, and then where your elements line up with other elements. So it really helps you balance your design. And even though I think I have a perfect eye and I don't need to use a level, my wife would argue differently. But I always try to wing it and say, oh yeah, that looks good. She's like, no, it's crooked, it's way left. So for those of us who are challenged with lining things up, take advantage and utilize the app or the canvas like this, because it's really cool to keep your things, keep everything level. All right, so I've dropped in. I'm gonna probably just do one more. Let's go. I'm gonna click on Bree's name, and in the upper right-hand corner, one of the quick, fast ways to just duplicate or use the same element is I'll click on the. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, that's right. They moved it back in here now. I don't have to go in my other corner. When I click on Bree's name or the text, I can click on the plus right here now and hit duplicate. And now I've got another text box just below it, and I can replace that and put, real estate professional, or real estate agent, or, realtor capitalized with the trademark, but put that below. I normally would spend more time grinding on this so that it looks great. But in this particular case, I just want to show you guys some of the easy functionality of Canva. And if you ever get down into the small text, the more detailed stuff, and you're having a hard time seeing it, just know you can come to the slider down here in the bottom right corner, and I can adjust the size of the canvas so that I can get in and get in detailed in with some of the smaller text, the smaller font. In this case, I like it. Bree, real estate professional, looks good. Don't really need to add anything else. But here's the great thing about these templates is once I'm done and I save this, it will stay in my previous projects. I can name it. If I wanted to come up here and say Google, and remember to always name your files. Don't leave them untitled, because when you go to look for them in your downloads folder, it makes for a really hard search. But I will put GMB, Google My Business Review. Spell it. There we review. There we go. And I will add maybe the client's name. In this particular case, it was Juliana. And if you want, add a date to it as well. However your file management process works, make sure to be consistent with naming your files. And I'll hit share, come to download. I can choose either under file type, I can choose a JPEG, PNG. Typically JPEG is going to be the safest for you and the best quality. So I'll hit JPEG and hit downloads. Now Canva will prepare that for me and it will save it to my downloads folder for me to use. What's awesome too is I'll hit, maybe I don't need to download it to my desktop. I know a lot of times what I'll do is I will create what I need and then I'll just leave it, since the great thing about Canva is it does auto save. And then if I'm on the run, I'll access it from my app and there's my file instantaneously, the two sync together. And then I can grab it out of the Canva app and post from my phone. So that's one of the elements I really like about Canva as well, is because the two are linked. And if you're on the go, obviously creating on a desktop like this is fantastic because you can see more of the details to it. You can move faster. If you're like me and you have fat thumbs, it's hard to create some things and design on a phone. And then, excuse me, man, I was fine all day until I got on this webinar. I do apologize. And then I can access it from my mobile device. Great question. Where do we get the logos? Stephen, what we can do is if you guys, if anyone else would like the logos as well, you can email me. I'm Keith, that's Keith @westusa.com. And I will drop those in for you. I'll send you the new logos. I can also show you, share with you the registered trademarks. You have to have the R for Realtor, your fair housing, and the MLS. And so on if you're advertising, you definitely want to have those on there. For something like this, on just a kind of a social media post where you're just kind of giving yourself a little pat on the back, hey, thanking your client for an awesome review on Google, then you don't really have to have those on there. One of the things that just dawned on me too, if you're going to pull a review from multiple areas, maybe you want to do something in the bottom here where review from Google My Business or Google, and then you can reference back. Again, we're not lying and making up fake reviews, but if you want, you can reference this review from Google, from Zillow, from Realtor.com, and so on. Where do you have the high-res, I'm assuming you said high-res logo? You can also go to mywestusa.com, in your dashboard. And when you log into MyWestUSA, your dashboard, go to the downloads tab. And when the downloads tab opens up, you're looking for logos and artwork. We also have all of our current logos and artwork in there as well. Okay, so that's a real simple template. The nice thing is when I come back to the home tab and I hit refresh, under my recent designs, now I have a living template. Again, keeping it simple. There's no need to redesign this each and every time. What you can do, maybe just do something subtle. I was working on a review for a client earlier. Let's say I come back to my designs. I'm like, oh, I want to do another review. Maybe maybe on your editorial calendar for your social media content, I choose to highlight reviews on Fridays. And so every Friday, if you've got those reviews, great. Or and if you don't have a ton of them, obviously as they come in, you can set Friday, I'm going to do my review. When you jump onto your recent designs, in the upper right-hand corner of the actual design itself, with those three little dots, the ellipsis, click on that and hit duplicate. We don't want to redo the existing design because then you've lost that design elements again. But by creating a copy, now I still have my original, which was Juliana. If I wanted to repurpose that a year from now again, or maybe share it somewhere else, I can come in and tinker and make a few changes. Now my copy was right here. I can click on that, jump into that old one, and now I'm going to customize it for a brand new one. You know, I don't need to mess with my headshot. I don't need to mess with my name or my title. All I'm going to change out is the actual copy on the review itself and the person who gave the review. maybe a fun thing I can do is this element that's behind Bree here, let's change it to color. Let's go maybe something up here in my color palette changer, and we'll make it like a green or, you know, another sand color. What I love about Canva is it's AI. It makes suggestions based on other color components in the design, and it will naturally give me colors that go well together. They actually have a separate page for color theory and creating color designs. Maybe we'll go gray, or we'll do something like a, you know, red that pops. If you have a color palette that you use or set look and design, then you can obviously have fun with that. We'll just choose pink for here and change that out. Each time I do a review, I save this template. I just change one element to it. Or if you wanted to get crazy, you know, you could do something like click on the background, and we can just change the background altogether and do something completely fun. But again, your main template is there for you to use. As you create that template, you move faster the next time you have it. SRES is senior specialist. I'm not following, Stephen. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for an SRES.
That might
Can
be
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks, Stephen. That might be a good broker question because I'm not familiar with that designation or where that logo would be. But I'm happy to find out for you.
We just got that certification.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah. Let me fire that off to, I always go to Nick for this because he's the man knows it all. But I will find out for you on and where, if it in fact lives on our website, or if it's something that we have to actually reach out to somebody else who may know. Let me find out for you. All right. I'm on it. I have sent off a text message. You got it. Okay, so guys, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Let's get into another template for you. I'm going to go back to, let's kill this page here. I'm going to go back to my home. Another template that I highly recommend, guys, is thank you. You know, a simple thank you template is a fantastic template that, again, is underutilized. Whether at any part of the transaction, after, you know, a new listing showing, or you're meeting with a new client and they choose to go with you, having a thank you graphic like this already queued up, already ready to rock and roll. You know, maybe you just left the house and you get home, you know, give them an hour, drop in this graphic in a text message. Hey, just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to list your home with me. You're in good hands. Maybe it links out to another component of your social media. Thank you. And then now that we're, you know, in this relationship, here's a link to my Facebook page. I'd love for you to friend request me, or if you have my business page, would appreciate the follow. Here's a link to my LinkedIn. You know, wherever you want to take them, a thank you and then a call to action on your thank you post would be awesome. As you get a new client, there's no reason why you can't make a social media post that says thank you, and you know, you're broadcasting to your audience, but you're thank you for trusting in me to list your home, and or thank you for trusting in me to find you a home, out-of-state mover, whatever the case may be when it comes to that. Again, these design elements are super simple. Just creating a searching in for thank you templates. And then if I want to change up the colors, obviously you can see all these elements that are here. Just a simple click on and take control of the element, and we'll change this maybe to something like orange or red. You know, if you want to go with more of your primary solid colors, you can come in and change all your elements and just have some fun with, let me see here. Let me move me over so I can access it. And let's go color. You know, just some simple, subtle touches to your design. And I'll put me back over there. Again, and for those of you who are maybe not novice beginners, remember we're creating designs here. I'm the most top element on this particular design. The upper right-hand corner, if I were to click on position, and then the box opens up, I can hit backward, and you'll see I will actually start to go backwards, and those other design elements will start to be on top of me, and now I'm completely hidden. So just like I can come here and hit forward again, I'll start coming back out. Or if you want to jump to the back or jump to the front, you could just hit go to back, or go to front, and now I'm the top element there. If you want to use some of the other alignments on the page, you can move to the top, move to the middle, move to the bottom, utilizing these to just make quick edits and move yourself around. And that's what it's all about. I couldn't resist. I had to go with the hokey pokey. Sorry about that. Really fun template to use. Again, standardize it, keep it simple, and just change that out. Whatever this little message is, if this is a new home buyer, excited to be on this journey with you in your new home purchase, just do a quick little customized message, send that off to your potential clients. Even if it was just you just met with them and they're considering using you, no reason why you can't up your game a little bit, be more memorable, send a quick thank you off to your client. So not too crazy on that one at all. Now, the last one, the fun one I got for you guys is just listed, right? Your clients are going to ask you, all right, well, what are you going to do to advertise my home? Fortunately, we don't have to do really too much these days. It's still a pretty hot market. And when you are advertising, we still want to share with our audience that you're an active agent and you've got a new listing. So in this particular case, I chose a new home listing here. One of the templates that I like, again, keeping it really simple. There's 2 to choose from, just depending on how many photos you may have and the shape. In this particular case, this one's a banner. Which I love about Canva too, is if you're looking for a banner or you're looking for an 8.5 by 11, or you're looking for a cover for the top of your social media, Canva provides all these presets when you're doing a search. I'll go back to the home tab real quick here. When you're looking for Facebook, a Facebook post, or content, as you can see, when go here, let's go Facebook. Typing in Facebook, these are all different things that I can create. As you hover over the different options, you'll see there that Facebook already provides the preset dimensions for each of your content. So you don't have to worry about sizing, if it's going to fit, if it's going to look good. Choose what you need for your design, and Facebook already or Canva already has the presets for you. Same with any other social media. If you're looking for the YouTube, if you want to do a YouTube banner, a YouTube thumbnail, that's the starting slide on a video that we all see when we're deciding on what video to watch. It's definitely important to have that. And you can create any one of your thumbnails for your videos. All right, here we go real quick. Let's go back to that actual design that I had chose for your banner. All right. So this is obviously a real estate banner. Let's say I have a new listing. I like to keep it simple with a nice solid background and then some high res images. Now, obviously these images they've already provided for you to give you an idea of how this template works. I go into each one of the frames and I delete the photo out of it. So I'll double click. So it shows me the photo in there if I wanted to move it around, and I will just hit delete. Now I've got my template. All I have to worry about is just taking the photos that I took or I had a professional photographer take, and then drop those into the actual design. I know I've got some homes here, okay, here we go. Here's an outdoor shot. Maybe this is a beautiful backyard. Thankfully, hopefully, we'll be cooling down again. So we'll all be outside in our backyards enjoying the weather. Once I click on the image, it drops it over onto my design, and I can move it around here and kind of see what it would look like if it frames up. So in this case, I'm probably going to go with more that's symmetrical with a triangle and rectangle, and drop it in the upper right hand corner here. Now, since this photo is more of a portrait mode, I want to find a shot that's going to be complementary to that. Let me see if I know I've got some homes down here from previous designs. Let's see. That's a yard sale I helped someone create a flyer for. Yeah, we got lots of good stuff in here. All right, you know what? Let's see we're trying to get an out-of-state buyer. There we go. All right, there we go. This one may not work actually because it's a little bit different. Whoop. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in here. So we're just gonna pretend this is all the same house, and I'm gonna move move my shots in. Let's go ahead here and do this one. You know what? If that were a nice doorway, that would work really well. There we go. Okay. And I'll double click and I'll move that to there. Now, for this case, it's probably not the best photo or this frame. I would probably choose a different photo, one that was shot portrait. So that's, but a lot of our home shots are going to be in a landscape mode. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. We can all see the exterior shot on the MLS. Let's give a nice shot from inside. Maybe there's a really nice kitchen, and we want to showcase the range in the hood.